Good morning, guys. Today we are going to be going through one of my favorite zones in the game, and that is going to be Lower Guk. So after we pass by the trolls, swim through the swamp, go through the arduous labyrinth of Upper Guk, we're going to arrive at Lower Guk and do a full tour, killing all of the different areas, showing where the names spawn, what items drop, and then at that point, hopefully, we'll get some good items, a little bit of EXP, and have a great time in Lower Guk. So follow me along here and let's go explore. All right, well, we made it. So this is going to be the entrance to Lower Guk. When you first come in here, you're going to notice 3 live frogs. They're going to be right here, and then 2 are down here. Now down here, one of them is usually a shaman. Oh, we got lucky today. None of these are shaman. So that is actually really good. But for the most part, you are going to have a shaman in this mix here, which can get kind of nasty. But one of the things about Lower Guk that drags people here is obviously the experience, the small area that you're going to have in between really great loot, especially for classic era. But the creatures, besides these couple of live frogs here, for the majority don't run. Now that being said, you don't run either. A majority of these creatures down here are going to do a root as a proc. So very dangerous creatures if you're not prepared to come down here. I did go ahead and have my monk tag along just in case we do run into like the ghoul lord or the king. And the reason I say that is I don't want to be embarrassed and have my beast lord die on camera. So, but we'll try to keep him out of the way. But you'll run through this little hallway here to the right, and you'll come up on a little river here. You'll take out these 2 froggies, and then we're going to jump in the river and I'll show you guys where to swim. For some reason, the pathing here is real weird. My pet always gets lost right here for some reason. Oh, of course, that's when you show up. So we'll swim down here and we'll go underneath, and we'll pop right back up right here. And then we'll go off. What I like to do is go off into this corner here. And that's just to try to get out of the way of all the other mobs. So this room is what's known as bedroom. This is a very popular camp, especially for new players to Lower Guk that maybe are just the right level to be here, but don't really want to venture any farther in. You'll be pulling from right here. You can pull from the entry level as well if you've got enough swimming skill not to just get murked in the water. Just keep in mind they do root, so that can be problematic. But you can also pull from this room right here. So we'll just get rid of these guys real fast, and then I'll show you guys past here. So in this room right here, you've actually got one of the few areas in the entry area that's going to have any live animals in it, or live creatures. So be real careful in there, because those bats will aggro you if you're lower level, and they all come. So you'll have 3 or 4 bats and pretty much the whole room of the undead frogs. So it can get pretty hairy. So coming through here, in my opinion, I'm going to say that this is probably one of the most dangerous areas in this whole zone. Not because of the level of the creatures, but because you're going to get all 5 of these ice bones at once. They all do a proc that does pretty good damage for their level. And in most cases, people think that they can take them all at once because of the fact that they're not higher level, but that proc really gets them. So you want to be real careful right here not to over exert yourself on these mobs. So they're not doing a whole lot of damage to me right now, but this thing does like 20-30 damage, and that's a lot, you know, whenever you got 5 of them doing the proc back to back to back to back. I have died here many times. It's not quite as bad, obviously, if you got a full group and you've got someone, you know, doing some proper CC and that kind of stuff, but running through here solo, just trying to get to the room to get your mask or something like that is pretty dangerous. And I will show you guys another reason why I think this area is so tough here in a second. So you and your group just defeated all 5 of these skeletons. Clerics and healers may be a little low on mana. DPS low on stam, low on HP. That's okay though, there's only 2 more frogs before you guys hit your goal of going over here, and that way you can rest and relax. You're gonna take out these 2 frogs thinking you're in the clear, and then right over here to the left on the ledge, there's gonna be a whole bunch of just straight up wizard casters that are going to just be ready to wreck your day if you get aggro on them. So we'll go over there in just a second and I will show you guys that. Really dangerous area. And it's right after you come out of fighting those 5 right there too. So that in itself, on top of that, puts you into this situation right over here where you're already a little low, and then boom, you've got your 2 wizards and a ritualist. So this area over here is very dangerous as well. So we're gonna go ahead and get these guys pulled over here. We'll go ahead and take out that ritualist too to see if we get anything good. And then I will show you guys what I think is probably the first or second most popular camp here in Lower Guk, which is the Assassin Supplier Room. And the reason it's so popular is because it drops the illusion mask to turn you into a dark elf. Now on this server, it actually drops something called the Guise of the Deceiver, which is a pre-patch version of the mask that allows anyone to use it, not just a bard or a rogue, because the new patched version is just bard and rogue usable. So this version allows anyone to use it and turn into a dark elf. That still drops on the server, you know, Clumsy's server here. And it's very nice, especially obviously if you're a larger race. Being able to pop down into a dark elf form is great for being able to get through those smaller corridors and dungeons. But you used to be able to use it to kind of like warp through doors a little bit, you know. I mean, we won't talk about that, but so we got ourselves a Zolgul Knight over here as well. This guy paths right in front of the Assassin Supplier Room all the way through here and then down the stairs just a little bit, but he's not a huge threat here. Let's just roll over here. Looks like we got a metallic shard for a quest. Take it. And an embroidered black cape. Don't need that, so I won't be taking that, but it was a drop. And that's going to be right here. Now, another cool thing is most people don't even see these, but if you're running low on mobs over here, if you look up, there's 2 extra gargoyles right here that you can pull down and be a hero to your group that says they have to wait for respawns. So I would recommend before going up the stairs here, going into first person and then going right to the top. You can kind of look around here and kind of see what's up here. This is the Assassin Supplier Room. So the supplier spawns right back here where this one is, and the assassin spawns over here where this one is. And the supplier drops a great bag. It's a weight reduction bag. And he also drops a belt that gives 15 strength. I don't know that I've got that belt on my guys right now. But that belt is amazing. 15 strength on a belt, especially in the classic era, was enormous. So, and then the assassin drops a dagger and, of course, the two different versions of the mask. The Guise of the Deceiver and the Mask of Deception. The one that you're wanting, though, is the Guise of the Deceiver. But this is a very popular room to camp. Back on live, I remember this area, like you would always see some high-level magician or something crazy just sitting up here camping this non-stop, trying to get trying to get the bags as well, but the bag and of course the mask. So once you're there, there's a couple different ways you can get down. This area right here will drop you directly down near the executioner room, but we are going to take the long way because I want to show you guys a couple of other areas as well. So we'll go down this way. I'm going to go down the hallway here. And then we're going to make an immediate left. If you go right, you fall. So make an immediate left. And then right around this corner, there'll be another frog. Typically, this one is a wizard. I've never seen it as anything other than a wizard. So, the wizards here can be kind of nasty. Because not only do they root, they also have their root proc for being a ghoul. And then, of course, they do wizard things. So, standard practice, obviously, is to take the wizards out first. So this room right here has a named mob that spawns right in front of the table here that will actually drop a really good breastplate for any of the plate wearers like warrior, SK paladin, bard, or cleric. And it's a black enameled breastplate. It's actually pretty decent, especially for classic era. Lower Guk was where it was at back in the day. Like it really was like the best area to go to for getting drops, getting, you know, gear ups. And of course the EXP was pretty phenomenal too. Yeah, he'll spawn right here and he will drop that enameled black chest plate. So we actually got fortunate. We only had one wizard in this room. Typically there's two wizards in here. Then we're going to head down these stairs. There'll be another, yep, another frog. Then we got ourselves another frog. Now these are the two roamers. So after this, we're done with the roamers, at least right here. The rest of these are going to be static mobs. So let's pop over here. If you turn right here, when you come down the stairs, you'll actually go into a little corridor that's going to lead you one to the right. You'll have a room full of casters. And here you will actually have a room that has the ghoul executioner. And the reason the executioner room is awesome is they're going to have the executioner cowl or shoulders, and they're really good shoulders. It's like 9 agility or something. I'll try to pull it up here and have it on the screen whenever I'm doing the video. And another thing is the executioner's axe. So if you were waiting, you know, for a good two-hander for, let's say, a berserker or, you know, whatever class you wanted to pick that wanted to use a two-handed weapon, this is where you would pull the executioner from. He spawns right there in the middle, and the executioner's axe looks awesome. It's like a massive axe, and it's one of the cooler looking weapons you can get in classic, in my opinion, that a two-handed weapon, you know, wearer can use. So, and of course, like I said, it's not a wasted camp if he doesn't have the axe, because the shoulder piece is actually very good too. And he is just one of the names in this area. Now, I try to avoid this room to the left like the plague, just because it's just a ton of casters. But the sage spawns in here, and the sage actually drops a cap that's like 9 intelligence. Like, it's insanely good for, especially for the era that it's in. So I just got rated. Like, I don't remember what the heck. So I would definitely recommend, if you are a caster, finding the strength and the courage to come in here and just finish these things off, because that cast, or that cap will last you through, it should last you through Velius and more. So we're just going to knock these guys out real fast, and then we're going to go over and fight someone called the Cavalier. But the sage will spawn in this room. Typically he spawns right here. I don't know if that's the only spot he'll spawn, but I think that this is the spot he spawns, is right here next to the bed. So I want to take just a quick second here to show you guys, this is what damage those little gray wizards did to my pet. Like, they pump out some serious damage. So just keep that in mind coming into this room. I hate this room more than anything. But like I said, it's got one of the best caps for an int caster that you're going to find, probably for a couple of expansions. Unless you're going to go fight like just crazy stuff. So this room over here at the end, of the opposite end of the executioner's room, is going to be the Cavalier room. And it's called the Ghoul Cavalier. And this guy will either have a phenomenal set of shoulders or the Black Reaver. The Black Reaver is a SK only weapon, and it is a two-handed black blade. It looks really cool. Very nice weapon to have for a starter SK, and if you're playing Fashion Quest, you gotta have it. It looks incredibly cool. I'm not gonna lie, I've always been a little jealous of how cool Shadow Knight's got to look. So here we go here. This is the Adamantite Epaulettes. So 7 wisdom. That's massive for like a starter cleric or paladin or something like that. So huge right there. And even if you don't need them, they sell for like 200 platinum. So either way, pretty good little find. So when you come out of there, you'll make an immediate left here, and then this is going to actually sport you into the rest of the lower Guk on the bottom basement level. And we're going to have some really nice mobs down here as well to go ahead and conquer, to check out their gear too. So just a quick preview. Some of those are going to be the only haste item you can get outside of killing dragons that I know of, or at least for 21%. And the short sword of Yakisha, the skull-shaped barboot, I mean, all these classic things. Like whenever you say short sword of Yakisha or soy or SSOY, if you ever played EverQuest back in the day, you know what that is. Like, you've heard of it, because every warrior, every ranger, they all wanted it. because it was the best slashing weapon. And even far after the classic expansion, or the classic era, you had warriors wanting it for the taunting ability, the aggro that they brought with the procs that it had. So you never really got over hearing the name Short Sword of Yakisha. We'll go ahead and take out these frogs. I'm absolutely terrible at boxing, by the way. So if you see me just fumbling and struggling to get my monk around and stuff, it's because of that. I'm just absolutely terrible at it. I don't like boxing. I would much rather play one character in a group setting, which is what I try to do whenever I can. But for the video, I didn't want to have to be fighting these one by one slowly. My beast sword's pretty good damage wise, but obviously anything extra will just speed things up. So all right, so next up, this is called the safe hallway. If you spawn here, or not spawn here, camp here, or log in here, you will always be safe unless someone has pulled a train here. So you're always going to be safe in this hallway. Very, very nice to have a little area of reprieve. You can meditate here, go AFK, go to the bathroom, get a sandwich, whatever you need to do. So I have logged out there so many times that I can't even count. But I've also logged into people pulling there. It was a very popular camp spot, which really sucked because it was the only safe spot down here other than over near the Magus. So people that would camp there, it was kind of crappy because they would end up pulling a bunch of stuff over there and then made it no longer safe for anyone. So, but I mean, it is what it is. So whenever you come to the room of the jail cells, you're going to go right, and we are heading over towards our buddy, the frenzied ghoul. And this guy is going to be the one that drops, more than likely, a ring that you'll never use, but on the rare occasion he will drop the haste belt, which is really, really awesome. I'm actually wearing it right now, which is the flowing black silk sash, 21% haste. This is a melee's dream, especially for classic. You definitely want to pick one of these up if you're rolling through Lower Guk. Just kind of put it on your bucket list here of things that you want to get while you're down here. So you'll always have one guy right here. You'll have another right here, which typically is a Dar Knight, which the Dar Knights are a little bit beefier, just as far as their damage and HP, but they're not unbeatable. They just take a little bit longer to kill. But once you're through here, we're going to go left, and we're going to have to deal with two more little froggies. So we'll go right in this way, and you got two frogs in this room right here. Again, typically one of these is a wizard, but I mean not always. So you do get lucky and only have two, knights or whatever else in here. Just a quick question for the comments. Do you guys prefer the older version of Ixar or the new version of Ixar, like with the Luglin models? I know that everyone says that they don't like any of the new Luglin models, but I mean, I feel like there's some Luglin models that are cool. Like, have you ever seen the old cat, the old Vashur? It's the worst. Like, the Luglin model of that one is tremendously better. So I mean, it's not like there's no models that are better. I think they did okay with the Ixar one, but I can't tell you if I think that it's better or not. I do think that the flying kick on this model is 10 times better. The actual round fly kick, but I do like some portions of the other one. The armor on the new stuff always looks so so big and bulky. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense sometimes for how it looks, especially on like a monk. All right, so there'll be one in this little middle cubby too. We'll go ahead and take him out. I think the Pather already came and hit us, so we should be good there. And then this room right here is typically where people would camp to do the frenzied ghoul. They camp right here, they'd pull from up here, and then they would pull over here as well. So we'll just go in here and we'll check and see if the frenzied is up. He is not. So in the event he would be one of these three ghouls, okay? There's going to be two bloodthirsties and there's going to be a frenzied. Typically you're going to have the bloodthirsty spawn obviously more, and then of course you'll have the odd Zol ghoul knight or whatever it may be coming in there as well. But that is where the frenzied ghoul is going to spawn. I feel like I'm playing Jurassic Park right now, you know, where he's like, are there dinosaurs in your dinosaur park? There are names here. The frenzied does spawn in there. So when you're done with the frenzied, you can come over here, go down the stairs, and then right here to the left is a secret little wall. And then that, believe it or not, is another name spawn that hates me and doesn't want to be up right now. But this guy drops a cool breastplate, chain breastplate, and he also drops really good Dexter gloves. It's like 9 Dex or something, which is actually pretty decent, especially for this era. So what we're going to do now is begrudgingly, we're going to leave this area and we're going to go see if anything else is up. So that was the frenzied. So let's head over here. We'll head directly through. And once we're through here, we're going to go back out to where the jail cells were. And then we're going to go this way this time. Pretty sure my other guy just went into a jail. Of course he did. So up here we've got 3 more named on the dead side. We've got the Archghoul Magus, we've got the Hand, and we've got the Ghoul Lord himself. So probably wouldn't get my hopes up that the Ghoul Lord is up. He's pretty rare, but let's hope. Go ahead and head this way. And you want to be careful over here because there's a drop right here in the front that if you if you're not careful, you'll end up falling down, which is the worst. So right through here on the right, on the left, you'll find another see-through wall or pass-through wall, and you can go in here and you can actually kill this guy, and then you'll be directly in front of where the Archghoul Magus spawns. And kind of risky this way because you can't really get prepped to see if he's up or not. But this is a faster way to go. Right through here. And of course he's not up. What is going on? I promise that names do spawn in this zone. Well, I guess we did see the Cavalier. Good Lord. Hey, maybe we're saving up for the good stuff and the Lord will be up. That would be worth it. So this is where the Archghoul Magus spawns. He drops the shining metallic robes, which is really cool. I think it's actually for an epic quest as well, maybe the ranger or something. Forget which one it is. But yeah, that one's a very sought after item. Usually worth quite a bit, which is nice. Across the hallway here, you'll have a pool that defies gravity. You'll swim up, and right across from it, okay, so the hand is up. So we'll pop this basilisk real fast, and then we'll send our pet in over there on the wizard. And then we'll all smash the hand. So this guy drops a really nice ring, actually, and then some serpentine bracers that are actually pretty decent bracers for the time, of course. Funny enough, the named is actually lower con than the core ghoul wizard is. Wizards here, crazy. Yeah, my forewarning to this zone is two major things, and that is A, that stuff procs ghoul root, very dangerous, and then B, the wizards. But then again, if there's a wizard in the zone, it's always the wizard. Always the darn wizard. Hit like warriors and also have wizard spells. So the hand is down. So let's see here. See what we got. Serpentine bracer. So this is going to be 9 agility, 3 dex on a bracer. So I guess the downside would be the 1 AC. But I'm pretty sure that my monk has like some really, really bad bracers. So I will give this to my monk. So heading farther up this way, we are going to come up to where we are going to be attacking the Ghoul Lord. So we'll head this way. There's going to be a couple of different mobs in these little cubbies up here. So there's one right there that looks like it's going to be a wizard. And then there should be one more roamer up there right in front of the actual Ghoul Lord room. And that's it. And then the Ghoul Lord. And then we'll go back and do live side. You probably thought we were done, but there is a live side too. So we are going to be doing that one as well, just to go over what the live side has to offer, because I feel like the live side has one of the best items in Classic Era, which is the Mithril two-handed sword. Now, granted, it probably won't be up. The king is extremely rare, but that be it as it's a sword that doesn't proc haste. It has a natural haste that's on it, applied to it already. So it is like literally the best two-handed weapon you can get. I wish it looked cooler. That was always my one complaint, but honestly, I don't care what it looks like at that point. It was awesome. Okay, so this is where the Ghoul Lord spawns, right where this Guk Ghoul Knight is. And if he was up, he would be right there with his little bitty pet and his short sword of Yakisha and his pretty helmet and everything else. He'd be right there. Be careful in here. They do have the ability to spawn some pretty nasty wizards right there as well. So I'm going to cut here, and we are going to go down to where we get to the live side. Heyo. Okay, so I got back to the area. I was going to get staging point to go to the the live side, and we found a gift. A gift. Nifty gifties. So, oops. Okay, so hide corpse now. This is the assassin supplier room, and this is the supplier. And this is a thick banded belt, 15 strength, 8 AC. So he did spawn when I was coming back through here, so that's good. At least we know that some stuff's spawning. So remember that bridge with the really dangerous wizards over there, and of course the ritualist respawns, the one that I wouldn't care about. So what we're going to do over here is we are going to creep our way over to the left, and once over here we're going to kill these these gargoyles, and we're going to go through this door, and that is going to lead us into the live side of Lower Guk. Now, keep in mind, if you're working on your faction for any reason, or maybe you didn't realize you could work on your faction, killing the dead frogs will make you peaceful to the live side of frogs. So if that was something that you think would be nice, and that feels like it would benefit you in some way to be friendly with the frogs, then don't go to the live side. Just keep killing the dead ones, and then you can walk around the live side freely, shake their hands, all that kind of stuff. But if you go back and forth, yeah, you won't ever be able to make the faction, and you can't make enough killing dead frogs and then going and killing the live ones to make the live ones like you. At least if you're doing it in like a circle. Always loot these guys. They have gargoyle eyes, and they sell for crazy. They sell for like 10 PP a piece. Of course, they didn't drop any for me though. So I want to say that they don't attack me. Okay. So some mobs on this server will just, they'll do a straight beeline for you if they are gray or not. But some of them will not. So we'll run through here. Now this area is kind of weird. When you come up right here, you're going to see this little spot on the wall over here. This is a drop down. So you can either jump over this or fall into it. If you fall into it, you're going to be in a pit over here, and the pit typically has a giant minotaur in it, and can be bad. I guess it would really depend on where you're at that, juncture of your character. I prefer not to fall in it, but I mean, I have fallen in it before. It's just one of those things. So this is where, if you're a monk, you're going to love this area, because right over here in the corner where this little minotaur spawned is going to be where the Raster of Guk spawns, and that is going to be a piece of your epic quest that will keep you in this zone for hours upon hours upon hours. He is a tough one to camp. I have gotten lucky for him once over all my years of doing monk epics, and all the other times have taken me hours and hours and hours. So we are going to kind of skip over some of the stuff on live side just because it's not really anything to go look at. We're going to go to the important parts though. And the important parts are going to be the evil eye, the throne room, and the herbalist. So we're going to keep running down this way. Big old long corridor. It kind of makes you feel like you're going the wrong way because there's just nothing here. But you're going the right way. And we may be lucky. I see an evil eye begins to radiate. So he is absolutely up right now. And when you come to the exit of this little hallway, that is where you will see the evil eye. It's actually a really good one to be up. So let's head over here. Okay. I was going to be nice and fight him where he was comfortable, but Pet said nope. All right, what do we got here? He should either have the one of these awesome bags. There we go. Bag of Sown Evil Eye. These are 70% weight reduction, so that's massive. So we're going to go ahead and throw that right here, get rid of this bag, and that's perfect. That's exactly what we were looking for. That's awesome. I don't really need a mana stone. I've never had one. I've had someone let me borrow one before, and I get it if you're like a hardcore raider or something, but I haven't really seen the point of me having one. I mean, I play a monk and a beast lord. I don't see either one of those being like, man, I really need a mana stone like pronto. So going through here, you're going to want to head south at this junction, okay? So going south here, we are going to be skipping out on one area, and that area is going to be right over here. But we're going to be going right down here into the throne room. So you'll want to pop all the way down. So here we'll see the noble is up. Very cool. So we'll go over here, get this noble guy down. I'll be honest, I don't remember what the noble drops. I'm going to make an educated guess that it wasn't anything phenomenal, or I probably would have remembered it. But what I will say is, guys, I'm crossing my fingers and my toes right now for a king spawn, just so I can actually have something cool to put on the video a little bit. But let's get rid of that guy. Noble, white gold necklace. So charisma and some saves wouldn't be bad for an enchanter. That's probably why I didn't know what it was. Oh, never played an enchanter. So we're definitely getting some ads over here. Some of them are gray, which is weird. I thought that they weren't going to attack me. It's real fickle. All right, so going into the next room. Well, I digress. You're going to see like a huge water elemental. It's pretty cool. Just randomly huge water elemental sitting in the far reaches of Lower Guk. But we are almost there. So yeah, just huge water elemental. Like I wasn't exaggerating, it just literally says huge water elemental. Just sitting there. No idea what it does. Assuming it is something. Probably like EverQuest or something. I'm not gonna lie, back in the day whenever Classic it just dropped, you know, or original EverQuest it just dropped, I wasn't really in the cool kid club to be able to come down to Lower Guk into these areas. If you were down here, you were it. You were the guy. Someone asked me the other day if they thought that there was if I thought there was too much overlap between playing a beast lord and a monk. I really don't think so. Other than just monk being melee, like the beast lord doesn't get any of the cool stuff monk gets, like feign death or intimidate or like that. And the beast lord doesn't get any of the cool stuff, or the monk doesn't get any of the cool stuff the beast lord gets, like pets and shaman spells and all that other stuff. So I feel like there's no real overlap, to be honest. All right, moment of truth. Oh my gosh, nope. So this right here is where the king will spawn. Oh no, it would be really cool if he was up, but he drops the mithril two-handed sword, and it is amazing. It is amazing, amazing, amazing. But that is a full tour of Lower Guk, including Liveside, and all the areas of the names, the mention of most of the drops, and how to navigate around. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I really hope you enjoyed going back and reliving Lower Guk with me. You guys have a great day, and I will see you all in the next video.